Hi, and welcome to A Culinary Experience. I'm Michael Moss, your host. Today in A Culinary Experience, we are at Loaves and Fishes Cook Shop in Garden City. Really, for a chef, one of the best places to be. Today we have Gerard Molloy with us, who is the Director of Teaching Culinary, Director of Culinary Arts at Loaves and Fishes. Gerard,
how are you, Michael?
Thank you for having us. I've had a lot of guests today, so it's great to have more people, because you know, the more people I have as guests, the less work I have to do. I just talk and have fun, have some cheese, some salami. That's Italian. Gerard, how are you? We got some knives. You brought some knives with you.
Brought some knives out to show you.
All right.
We have a couple of different styles. We have...
I'll trade you this one. Won't work, huh?
No.
What do you have here?
We have a couple of different Viking ones, since you were going to be filleting a nice filet mignon. I brought a few of the Viking ones out.
Love it.
And I also brought a shun out.
The shun is interesting, huh? It's a right-handed knife.
It's a right-handed knife. First time I've seen it, it's got a little, it's what they call a D handle, so it actually fits nice into your palm.
It holds.
It holds well. If you're left-handed, you can actually special order with the handle reversed.
Really? It's neat.
They're both forged knives. The only difference is that with the shun knife, it's got 33 layers of steel that's put out, whereas on the Viking, they're both ice forged. It's one solid piece that they hammer out.
I just bought a set of Viking knives for my wife for Christmas in Bridgehampton, and she doesn't get the knife thing like I get the knife thing, the weight, and you know, explain to me a little bit more and to everybody about like buying a knife. When I buy a knife, I really kind of feel it for the weight in the hand, and I was never trained on how to buy a knife, and I don't think there is a way to buy a knife, and I think most chefs probably have the worst knives in the world because we move them so much. And but about buying it and the weight and the handling of it.
I mean, once you hit the price points of these knives, there's not much difference from brand to brand. And it's really about the balance, how it feels in your hand. One thing I look for, I always want to make sure that I have a full tang, which is, it's one solid piece of metal down. Worst case scenario, 3/4 of the way, but if it's any shorter, you end up with a very weak point in the front. So
Right.
Better chance to damage the knife.
Right.
So as long as I go with a full tang.
I have a lot of Vikings. You mind if I use this one?
Go for it.
Okay. No, just kidding. You know what? You want to help me here?
You're not throwing at me. I'm fine.
Let's go ahead and take, if you wouldn't mind, we're gonna make. I brought a fillet, and I'll tell you why. A lot of people don't go to the butcher and buy a fillet. They, you know, get a pre-trimmed fillet. One of my friends recently came in with a fillet from one of these big market stores, these club stores, and you know, she didn't know she had to clean the fat and the silk off of it, which I'll get to. So I brought it. So we're gonna have fillet today, but I also want to show them how to clean a fillet. And not that I'm the best cleaner of fillet by any means, but I'm gonna clean a fillet. If you want to give me a nice thin cut on some vegetable, we're gonna grill it. We're gonna grill our fillet, and we're gonna make a nice plate.
Cool.
All right.
Good lunch.
Yeah, we're good. A good little lunch. So, the cooking school here at Viking Kitchens and Loaves and Fishes is really, really busy, huh?
We are busy as can be. Classes are full for the first 3 months of the year already. Right now I'm working on the second quarter, and there's a lot of exciting classes coming up.
I'm going to turn this. I'm going to turn this around so you can see it. So I'm going to kind of work backwards. But you have a fat line here. This is actually the tenderloin. And then you have this other side that has a lot of grizzle and silk through the meat. So once you get into it, you can just pull it with your finger and pull it down, right?
Yep.
And so what I'm going to do is I usually just take it right off. And it's true, a lot of chefs have really, you know, our knives are like the pits because, you know, the guys take them to the dishwasher. And these knives I've had for about 10 years, actually. You know, and you buy a set of these knives, a Viking or whatever, you have them for a long time.
Absolutely.
You know?
Especially the higher end brands, they're much easier to keep. They hold an edge better. It's a good quality steel.
Now there is some meat to be trimmed in here, and you can pull it out and make little club sandwiches with it, but I don't really need it. So Toni, if you can grab me a little plate, I'll throw this over there, and I'll trim it later. I don't really need this. So here we have a fillet, and thanks, Tony. Appreciate that. So we have a fillet, and basically we have very little fat on it. So you can just take by your fingers and pull off a lot of the outside fat, and just pull it down, and it comes right off. And this actually looks pretty nice in the back of it. You see there's a little bit of fat here, and you can pull it down, but you'll get to a point where it gets tough, and you don't want to pull it. You need to cut it out, because you don't want to tear the meat. You just want to cut it out. There you go. So the silk I'm talking about is right here. So I thought we'd make, and then a couple zucchini, real nice.
Okay.
We'll grill it off. We'll add a little olive oil, a little fresh salt, pepper, and we're going to make a fillet.
Sounds great.
So I take my knife and get it right underneath the silk. It's very, very thin. If you can see that, do you know why it's called silk, Gerard?
No, why?
I have no clue. I'm asking you.
No. I always called the silver skin.
Silver skin. We call it silk. And then just pull
It
it.
shines like silk.
Yeah, it shines like silk. So, and we just want to pull this off. So you can do many things with this. Of course, you can roast it whole. You can cut it into steaks, which we're going to do today. Wrapped in bacon is a very classic thing with a nice button mushroom on top. But I don't really like that too much.
No.
You know? I mean, I just take the bacon, you know what I mean? And just have it that way.
Absolutely.
So cut that. And we're looking pretty good, and I'm just going to clean this off a little bit more. The thing about cleaning off the silver skin is that you don't want to like jab at it. You want to make a nice smooth cut so you're not butchering up your meat. And it depends on how much time you have and how much of a hurry you're in. Okay, I think I have a pretty nice clean piece of meat here.
Yeah, looks good.
Okay? I'm not a butcher, but what I say is, stop by your butcher market. I'm not really in favor of going to big club stores and buying your meat. Are you?
No.
I mean, I'd rather personally pay the money, get a really good high-quality piece of meat. There's a lot of places in the East End. There's Cromer's Market in Noyac Road there. There's Katina's Market. I've been in butchering business for 70 years maybe. There's Hampton Marketplace. So I'm going to give myself a nice fillet. And this is the way I usually do it. I usually kind of feel it up and hold it. And I'm going to get that nice cut. I love this knife. I love that little indentation, the way it just holds my...
It's nice.
Yeah. So do you mind if I take this home for a week? I thought so. Okay, you're only friends for so much. The interesting thing about buying a knife is, if you really don't know what kind of knife you want, it's hard to buy a knife.
Absolutely.
Because you haven't used it. I have bought knives and not liked the knife I bought.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to do one more and one more. And when we come back from seasoning this and checking out what Gerard has here, we're going to start grilling off our filet and grilling off our vegetables and put a nice meal together with a barley salad when we come right back to the Culinary Experience. Hi, and if you're just joining us, it's Michael Mosolino with the Culinary Experience and Gerard Molloy from Loaves and Fishes. Gerard is the culinary director here, and he's helping me out today, showing me a little bit about knives and cooking some filet and just having good fellowship with some brother friends. Okay, you got your vegetables, you need olive oil and season them. I'm going to do my filet right now, and I use an extra virgin on this one. I mean, I would really use extra virgin on everything except some things there's just no sense in using an extra virgin olive oil on because you're just going to waste it. So I'm going to take my little bit of rosemary also because I think it'll blend in with your vegetables really nicely. I've got the pepper mills, the new famous pepper mills.
Yes.
I love them. The salt and the pepper. And we have the blue is the salt today, and the green is the pepper. Really doesn't take a lot to do a cooking show, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, just a little. If you can talk, you can do it, right?
I should have done this.
Yeah, hey, you know what? I'll see you later. No, this is the Culinary Experience show where we share the airways with our friends.
Absolutely.
Okay, I've got that. Gerard, you know what I want to do? I'm going to go over here and throw these in the grill, but what I want to do is I want to show you that cheese that comes from out east.
Cool.
It's from Meacock's Dairy on Meacock's Road in Bridgehampton, and I got to tell you, it's so good. They do a brie, they do a like a Gruyere. We got a little flamage on the fillet here because of my oil, but
Is it cow or milk? Goats?
It's actually, they actually have both, by the way. But they have cow, and they do have goat there. They're an old farm family. It's called the Ludlows.
Okay.
And, you heard of them?
Yeah.
And I'm going to turn my fan on because I'm going to have a little exhaust. and I don't want to invite the fire department because we don't have enough filet for them.
Not again.
Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and grill it off, give it a few minutes. Remember about grilling steaks or fillets, you don't want to keep moving it, you know, let it go. Set it down, give it 3 minutes, and then quarter turn, 3 minutes, and then you can flip it. Okay, I'm going to wash my hand, and I want you to taste that cheese because it's absolutely wonderful. It's the one that's pointed up towards you. This one right here. Try this. I have a whole plate of cheese and crackers and grapes and all kinds of things today because there's so many people stopping by. But actually, try this cheese. It's really wonderful. Excellent.
That's great.
And a nice little farm on Meacox Road. It's fantastic. Whoa. So I've got that. And I think what we'll do is we'll grill the vegetables behind the filet over here.
Okay.
You want to do that, and I'll start cleaning the mushrooms?
You got it.
What I was thinking about here was doing, this is the raisin walnut bread.
Right.
And I was thinking about grilling a piece off, setting the filet on top of it with the grilled vegetables under it, and kind of just making this crazy thing. How's that?
Sounds wonderful.
So I'm going to cut a nice piece of bread. This is a great knife. I've got to go shopping after the show. By the way, you can go to loavesandfishes.com and order this knife online.
Absolutely.
So I don't even have to leave my home. Go to Loaves and... What is the website?
www.lnfcookshop.com.
It's easy to Google Loaves and Fishes. You'll find it.
Much easier.
It's a little confusing for me, but
And me.
there are people who are brighter than I. Okay, so we're going to do this with meat. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and dip it in the olive oil. And as soon as Gerard's done with his vegetables, I'm going to go ahead and drop this on the grill, give it a little crispiness. And then I'm going to start to clean my mushrooms. Wild mushrooms. I love mushrooms. Mushrooms are so classic with filet, but it's nice to take an alternative to them, kind of like saute them or pick a wild mushroom instead of a button mushroom. And I'm just going to go ahead and oriental mushrooms, just beautiful. And we're just going to very lightly saute it with a little bit of garlic. And I'm not going to crush the garlic. I'm just going to go ahead and sliver it. Just cut the stem off. Beautiful. Oh, I lost one. And that. And these are just so, aren't they just so beautiful?
It's killer.
The thing I love about food is like the textures and the colors and I mean, you got this red meat and the beautiful tomatoes and all this, you know, stuff together, and it just comes together so well. Here, did you throw a couple of these? Oh, you did. Good. So I've got this. I'm going to put a little olive oil in our pan. What do you think about La Cousette?
La Cousette?
Yeah. It's my favorite in the world. I like all-clad too a lot. I mean, I couldn't have a kitchen big enough. You know?
That's always the problem. There's so many little toys that we'd love to have.
Right. Love to have it all.
Never have enough room for it all.
Just going to saute these really lightly. And I'm going to grab some garlic and just sliver some garlic in there. Give it a nice little flavor and a nice aroma. That's one thing, guys. Especially when you're cheating at home and you're getting takeout, get some garlic and roast it in a pan. You know, take the Chinese out of the container and put it into a pan. You know, and get some roasted garlic, saute it. They'll think you made it yourself, I promise. It works for me. Right?
For the most part, yeah.
For the most part. There you go. You know, the problem with a lot of the Chinese takeout is it's just so awful.
Yes.
You know, I mean,
absolutely.
I see yellow rice in Chinese takeout. I just don't understand it. I mean, does it make any sense?
Very inconsistent.
Did you see Michael come by today, Michael Rempus? He did a show with me today earlier. It was wonderful.
I seen him earlier, yeah.
Excellent. Can I have that pair of tongs there? Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Technically, you really shouldn't be using tongs in a La Cousette pan because you could chip the enamel, but not me. I'm very careful with it. I've had these for a couple of years, and there's no chips and no dings. No chips and no dings in my pans. Okay, I'm going to give it 1/4 turn. It's about 3 minutes. Nice. 1/4 turn. 1/4 turn. And the guys in the back will love this.
Absolutely.
We come to the Loaves and Fishes Cook Shop to do the show. They keep inviting us back because we feed them. And there we go.
Feed us well.
Feed us well. Okay, I'm going to clean this up, and I'm going to go over here. What I had last night for dinner was a very, very nice light piece of salmon that I grilled off. And I cook for an abundance of people every day, hundreds of people every day. So it's very hard for me to make dinner for two, my wife and I, and my son. But my son Andy's only 6 years old, and you know he doesn't really eat pizza, all that stuff. He's not going to eat salmon. But I made hot chicken McNuggets. But what I made last night was a barley salad. I had a little left over, and I couldn't stand not to use it, so I brought it with me. It also takes a long time to cook barley. It takes about a half an hour in salted water. So I just take a bag of barley, put it in water, and clean it, wash it. Make sure there's no moths in it. That's what happens to a lot of these grains. You get moths in lentils and barley. Clean it up. So I cooked a barley salad, which is really one of my most favorite soups, and it's just great anyway. So I have celery and onions. And when we come right back from this break, we're going to plate our dinner up and enjoy. Playing with my filet. Hi, and welcome back to Culinary Experience. And I'm here at Loaves and Fishes Cook Shop with Gerard, and we're finishing up our meal. We've got beautiful fillets on the grill. Gerard's got some nice vegetables. I'm sauteing off some wild mushrooms. And I was just talking about my barley salad that I made last night. It's very hard for a guy like myself to make a little bit of barley salad for my wife and I. So, of course, this is what I have for leftover. And there's nothing wrong with leftovers. It's great to use this as leftovers. You know, I can reuse it as it is. I can make it into a cake and fry it. There's a lot we can do with this. Gerard, can I have a spoon there, please? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the salad exactly how it is. But being that it sat overnight, a lot of the flavors got sucked up into the barley. So I'm just going to bring it back up a little bit. A little bit of salt, fresh ground, a little bit of black pepper. Why do I feel like Emeril Lagasse when I'm cracking the pepper? You know that? It's like, is there anybody clapping in the background? Okay, I ground the pepper. Anybody clap? Okay, just teasing, Emeril. A little bit of olive oil just to freshen it up a little bit because all those flavors get sucked in. And I had a little bit of dressing left over, a little bit of a garlic vinaigrette from before, and I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit of that because garlic's where it's at. I'll just take a little bit. Oh, and we'll mix that in there. I'm making a little bit of a mess, and I'm actually salivating. I can smell that meat. Gerard, here's your bread. And we need to get me a bib here. Here's some bread for grilling. Okay. I like the idea. This is what I like. I like the idea of having toasted bread under my filet to catch all the juice of the filet. I don't know that it's, you know, right or wrong, but I like that.
It's that Italian part of you.
Maybe.
Sopping up the gravy and everything.
Sopping up the gravy. That's the whole point of the whole game is it's your food, it's your recipe. Do what you want with it. Grow with it. I'm going to throw my mushrooms back on the fire, and I'm going to add white wine and reduce it. You could also add red wine and reduce it, but I think for this mushroom we'll use a white. Okay. And we have a Pindar, a great, great local winery, and I can smell that garlic, so if I can get a spoon, I'll taste this off and make sure it's still good. And I'm just going to reduce this, bring out all the wonderful flavors of the garlic and the mushrooms together. Thank you, Toni. Just taste this off and see that it's okay. You want to taste it? Before you season it. Needs a little black pepper, that's salt. Needs a little more black pepper. And I like black pepper with barley, don't you? Absolutely. I mean, fresh cracked pepper. Do you know what I tend to use a lot? Is the coffee grinder.
Absolutely.
For making my pepper ground. It's just easy, it's just very noisy.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start setting this up, Gerard.
All right. Bread's almost ready.
So what do you like to cook when you're cooking?
When I'm cooking, like yourself, I have young children, so I sort of bear them in mind.
Right.
Nice, simple dishes, chicken.
Right. You cook at home, or does your wife?
Well, according to the kids, I cook better than moms.
Oh.
So, when I'm home, I do the cooking.
Well.
Doesn't lead to a good kitchen environment sometimes.
No.
But she does the cleanup, so it's all good.
Yeah. Well, that's nice. I actually, you know, I don't cook a lot at home, and I think it's because we do it all day long. You know, it's like the old saying, a maid never cleans a house, you know, or her own house. But if I have a day off, I cook.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's when you're home.
My son and I cook a lot. That's the, you know.
That's
we cook a
more
lot
fun
together.
than anything else.
Yeah. Oh, this smells beautiful. We ready to go? Let's plate it up. I got little plates here, petite plates,
Petit,
and a nice little fillet. And
petit filet mignon.
I will steal from you the vegetables.
Okay.
Oh, this looks wonderful. Did you get that smell of that garlic?
Smells awesome.
Oh boy.
We eat with our eyes and our nose before we actually taste.
That's exactly right, and I keep telling people that, you know, really important. If you see it and it looks good, it probably is. And it gives you a premeditated, you know, feeling about the food.
Absolutely. It sets your expectations.
Oh, beautiful. Let's just do this. And I have a little bit more from you. Decorate them all real nice. Excuse me. I got a little tickle in my throat. A little bit more here. Very nice. And we're just going to place it just nicely because then we're going to cut our fillet and drop our mushrooms on there. I need a little bit more on this one right here. I don't know which one I'm eating from this, but hey, do you ever notice that when you make dinner at home, how you've made out these plates and you're like eyeing a certain one? Absolutely. And like if your brother or your mother or your father get to that one, you'll kill them. This is, God, I'm smelling that garlic. I'm dying over here.
Chef's prerogative. They get to choose first.
That's true. And it's funny because I go to the firehouse and I cook the steaks at the firehouse a lot. And I always cut one for myself and my friend Richard Kelly, he's a doctor. We always know, we talk about it. We want the biggest, rarest. And we actually cook them that way. And we put them on a platter on the tray. And what happens is we protect them like it's like our young.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and slice a couple of these up.
All right.
Of course, let's just talk about it. You could do this like that, clearly, and put mushrooms over top of it if you want to do that. You know, something like this. And that's a nice plate. Okay, we'll do it. That's one. And the other one we'll slice. I mean, we can do a lot. Okay, we have a nice rare one here for Gerard. How do you eat your meat, Gerard?
Medium rare.
Medium rare, really?
Medium rare.
Okay.
Best flavor that way.
I like it rare to medium rare. My wife and I have this dissertation every time we go to a restaurant, you know, about what rare and medium rare is. And I said, well, it doesn't matter how you order it, it's how he cooks it.
Exactly.
So I'm going to slice this one more time. And we'll throw this one here. You're not getting your hands on this one. That's mine right there, the rare. And
I may have to lay claim to it.
you might have to like that one, huh? And I'm going to try one more fillet over here. Let's see which one we got. How about this one? And you want it sliced or you want a whole?
Sliced.
All righty. Very nice. Oh, you know what? Let's use your knife. Now I'm getting smart. You know, they're going to take the knives away. They have a string attached. As soon as the show's done, they're going to walk with their knives.
The more you use it, the more you're going to adopt it.
Oh, yes. Wonderful. Yeah, that's really a nice knife.
It's got a great feel, great knife.
Where am I going here? Right here. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. And then on the last piece, you know, it's the end piece. Flip it up so that you can see it nice and rare or medium rare, however you're doing it. Oh, that's delicious. And of course, you got to top with some color. One more. One more. I need one more fillet, Gerard. I think I'm cheating this guy. So I'm just going to add him a couple more pieces here. Right in here. I'm just cheating him a little bit. And a little bit of mushrooms. This is some good smelling kitchen right now.
Should be smell-o-vision.
Oh, smell-o-vision, that's it. You know, that's the only sad thing about it is you can't taste it and you can't smell it, but God, I sure wish you were here with me. From the kitchen of Loaves and Fishes in Garden City, New York, this is Michael Mosolino with the Culinary Experience saying good food, good friends, good life, God bless and good night. Thanks, Gerard, for coming by. That was wonderful. How about cutting one of these up, putting in a nice big sandwich with some grilled vegetables, some nice Tuscan bread.
Michael Mosolino's Culinary Experience is brought to you by The Deli Counter, Fine Foods and Catering, 623 Hampton Road, Southampton, New York.